For those of you who have subscribed on this channel, you will have heard about Elon Musk. We were first to break him, and especially on the Twitter files. I hope you've subscribed. Elon Musk is the most significant voice in free speech today.
ESPN host Keith Olbermann, who said that Musk should be arrested and deported.
That's lunatic Keith Olbermann. He's the only one saying out loud what the rest of the Democrats feel, which is that he must be arrested and deported.
I want to ask you about Elon Musk. He's mocked you this morning for choosing censorship and propaganda over free speech and truth. What's your response to that?
Well, this is a bloke who's chosen ego and showing violence over common sense.
But what I'm curious about is less the lunacy of someone like that on the left, and whether or not you think Musk is risking real retribution in some way from the censors and the government officials that he is targeting and highlighting.
The reason why Musk has funded Trump's campaign and is thrown in full board with Trump campaign, he said that he doesn't believe the mission to Mars will work under the Kamala Harris campaign because of all of their bureaucracies and ways that they can stop him. And he's already seen them punish his businesses.
From this kind of rhetoric that makes politicians something less than what they are, which is human beings.
I appreciate your saying that, Scott. I think where the Democrats started to lose Elon was actually personal. We should have celebrated his contributions to electric vehicles, even though he was against unionization and stood up to unions.
Misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue; it's an America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that?
Well, look, they've already done everything they could short of throwing him into a wood chipper. I mean, they've targeted his revenue, they've targeted his companies, they've targeted his advertisers. In my book, The Indispensable Right, I talk about Musk, and love him or hate him, he is without question the most consequential figure in free speech of our generation.
That is quite a statement from a guy like Jonathan Turley. He's the voice of free speech in our generation. That says a lot. That means he's the voice of America.
We should have said, look, Starlink, great product. That needs to be used. We should celebrate the fact that he's had the first commercial success of private people in space. And I think a lot of it was that we didn't celebrate it, and he felt offended.
It does get a lot of attention.
If civilization is not strong, if civilization doesn't grow, then nothing else matters. You know, profits don't matter if civilization collapses. There's no profits. There's no.
A good sign as to whether there's free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like. And if that is the case, then we have free speech. It's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning free speech situation.
The Democrats want to, if they can end speech, they can end freedom. They can end the country. He saw it early on. In fact, I told him, if you don't give enough money to Trump, you will be imprisoned.
From here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation.
I think that he has done more for free speech than any living person today.
Again, a huge statement for a guy that wasn't born in America. And sometimes, you know, these are our immigrants, our legal immigrants, often provide a fresh breath of air to American liberty.
Many years ago, I think probably the Democratic Party was the party of meritocracy and of personal freedom.
Yeah.
They used to be the free speech party, and these days they seem to be the censorship party under the guise of hate speech.
In some ways, he actually stopped the progress of the anti-free speech movement by releasing the Twitter files.
And that's relatively recent that the anti-free speech movement was stopped in its tracks. This goes back probably to the 90s. Of them, they used to say, you know, First Amendment, free speech, that is no longer spoken in the Democrat Party. Now they believe in the state coming in and controlling it. As Hillary said, if we can't control the social media, we lose control. She said the words. That's just 2 weeks ago. That's not like months ago. She said it. We lose control. So they intend to control you, not through the vote or politics or even state institutions, but through controlling big tech media.
Or there are advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man. Or, you know, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
You know, I'm reminded of
There's a scene in The Princess Bride, great movie,
Great.
where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
I'm genuinely curious. I mean, was there something, do you think, that Democrats did? What was the thing?
Yes.
What was the thing that they
I got
did
I got a call
alienate
from him
Elon
about
Musk?
it when he wasn't invited to that EV summit. He should have been invited. I called the White House. I never call the White House.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't you invite him? He's very angry. And in fact, I had an interview with Pete Buttigieg at the time, who also was a little bit glib about it. And I was like, he's critically important in this sector. I think the union thing was the big deal of why they didn't invite him, and they should have. He deserved that credit.
But he's really that immovable object that this irresistible force encountered, and they won't forgive him for it.
And you know how Democrats are with their lack of forgiveness too, because it's not a Christian political party. There's no Christianity in it. They are void of the forgiveness that is found only in Christianity. It's what makes us unique in the West.
You know, all the CEOs caved. People like Zuckerberg and others, they caved like a house of cards.
Zuckerberg caved, but he's coming around because they're starting to coalesce around Musk's leadership. I believe there'll be a large turning if Trump wins, back of big tech going more to their libertarian roots and supporting free speech, which is, again, why I support and endorse and do so many videos on Elon Musk, even though they don't always perform well.
And then people were tweeting out about his private flights and him taking a private plane.
I don't think Democrats get blamed for that.
No, I'm just saying that, look, and I think he should stay off Twitter. I certainly think he shouldn't be making jokes about the vice president. But I think with the Democrats, remember, he was a supporter of Obama. Bill Clinton, Obama had this. And we are the party that is John F. Kennedy, that is about innovation, that is about entrepreneurship.
They didn't initially give him the tax credit.
We should be celebrating that part of it.
There's a weird...
But they finally found someone that couldn't be coerced, couldn't be threatened, couldn't be scared. And they will not forgive him for that.
That's what a hero looks like, someone who can't be purchased. He's a billionaire. You can't buy him. He's not scared, and that he loves free speech and loves America and loves freedom too much, and realizes that all of his many, many companies that are on the front end of tech, guys, the front end of tech is supporting free speech.
Free speech is only relevant. Free speech is only meaningful if you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like.
That ought to give you a little bit of relief from your fear of what big tech can do. All other big tech, I'm terrified of. I don't trust them. But Elon Musk, I believe, is setting his companies on good ground. It's going to be good for America. It's going to be good for the West and good for Trump. I'm Doug in Exile. What do you think of Elon Musk?